Hello, Sagittarius. This is Lada from astrolada.com here with your August 2021 video horoscope for anyone who has their sun, moon in or rising in the sign of Sagittarius. Much better month for everyone, calmer with no big stresses, and quite positive for the fire signs, which you're one of them. There'll be a lot of vitality coming your way and optimism. But just a quick announcement, I'm releasing the final course of the late master astrologer Nikola Stojanovic. He's teaching in a 6-hour webinar his predictive method, his unique predictive method that you will not meet anywhere, how he used solar return charts to predict the future. And I've never met such a great predictive astrologer as him. He made some bold predictions that I was horrified sometimes. How can you say that? And they'll come true. And he's teaching his method. And the course is on discount for $150 only in the first 2 weeks. And after that, it becomes the full price. The proceeds of Nikola Stojanovic's part will go to his family because he left unexpectedly and not sure if he provided to them. So hopefully that will help them. So yeah, check it out. That's the last legacy Nikola Stojanovic left us. Unique material. Anyway, Sagittarius, good month for you. Let's see. Just the first 2-3 days, 4 or 5 days, okay, let's say of August, are a little bit tense because there is a opposition between the Sun and Saturn in your 9th and 3rd houses, and actually the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn. I would advise you not to travel the first week of, that's what you should avoid, or at least the first 5 days of August, from the 1st till the 5th. If you can not to travel, avoid it. Planes, short travels, either for a holiday short or something, because it might turn out well, but there might be some delays. Saturn is involved. There might be some restrictions, some frustrations, even with cars and any such kind of things. You just might feel a bit more stressed, or short or long travels. Plus, be careful around those days for your electronic devices, because the 3rd house, there is an opposition of Saturn from the 3rd house. Communication, information, electronic devices of any sorts, passwords, be careful with those things. Just telling you. Or if you have some important communications, interviews, media activities, again, you can feel more frustrated, whether you're recording a video, giving an interview, making a report. The first 5 days, because of the tense aspect, if it happens, it happens, even if you feel it's just if you have work to do, then that involves communication, business meetings, traveling, talking, reports, or examinations, you do it. Just be prepared mentally, or for that you have to be better prepared, because Saturn, when Saturn is involved, it requires that you really do your homework for those things and have like a extra plan, or you've done really good preparation. Otherwise, after that, everything is great. Plus, there is a possibility to argue a bit more with people those first 5 days, like your opinions, my opinions. It might be on social media, it might be in real life, but opinions, 3rd and 9th house are very mental houses where people express your opinion, other people's opinions, and it can clash. After that, things are much better. And you have a great boost from the Sun, because the Sun is the life-giving planet. And wherever the Sun goes, Sagittarius, if it's in a fire sign, which it is going to be in you just feel more alive, more energetic. It directly sends a auspicious influence. It directly spikes up your fire, because you're a fire sun, so the Sun increases the fire, and it will bring you more optimism, especially the first 20 days of the month. You'd feel more optimistic, more joyful. Then it becomes quite good for traveling after the first 2-3 days, going to foreign places as well, because there are no more difficult aspect of the Sun and Mercury. So after 5th, 6th of August, it can be great to travel, to go to foreign places and so on, and to study some knowledge. There is a new moon on the 8th of August, which is a renewal of your passion, excitement, and new opportunities appearing to study, to pre-qualify higher knowledge of some sort. So August might be a time when you say, wow, I really want to study astrology. Oh, I really want to take this course, or I really want to travel here or there, and you can start making such plans. Of course, Ninth house is also, there can be a renewal or idea that comes connected to foreign places or to foreign residence of some sort. There's a lot of activities on the ninth and third house axis, which can also be relocation or moving or traveling. Just the first few days, it's a bit tense there, but it can still happen. And the other big news is that Jupiter is coming back into your third house, Sagittarius. How is that good? Because if there was some complications for a little bit, just Saturn was in your third house, and Saturn there can give some problems in relationships or in the life of siblings, relatives, with mates. You can feel a bit more distant socially from others, or a bit more disconnected. You might feel a bit more like that you don't have time about superficial communications, that you just want more serious mental involvement. So that can dry out your more casual social relationships, or even create tension there. Or maybe most of your social relationships could have been around serious topics about work and responsibilities. But now Jupiter will fertilize a little bit that area to bring more moisture and warmth, which is the spring energy. So it can improve your relationships with siblings, relative, mates, if there were such complications. In your work team as well, it can bring more well-wishing, because usually Saturn in the third house, one might not feel heard enough, or there can be a bit of resentments going on. But Jupiter can improve if they were in your work team or with colleagues or with mates or friends, certain distance or such kind of unpleasant situations. Jupiter can help bring well-wishing, more forgiveness, more peace. Also, Jupiter, two planets will be retrograde in your third house. So this can be a time when you reconnect with people from the past, and you would experience joy about that as well, because Jupiter is there. You can someone from the past, friends, schoolmates, old workmates, or you, if you haven't seen your siblings, you can reconnect, or relatives or friends, whatever. You can get in touch with them, and Jupiter hopefully will actually guarantee for a couple of months it's retrograde in your third house that things go well there. Or maybe some old opportunity from the past can come back to you with Jupiter going retrograde in your third house, which happens just once every 12 years, that Jupiter will be retrograde there till the middle of October. So opportunities, if you had some old opportunity that you've planned to travel somewhere, it might reappear now for you to do it. It's something that you're already aware of or thought about, or opportunity to relocate. Third house is relocated, can come back to you for you now to manifest it. Third house is also some commercial project, business project. It might come back to you for you to complete it, to edit it, to fix it. Maybe some work project that you're working on a team, with a small team of people. It can come back, has to be improved. Retrograde planet says, okay, there is, especially retrograde Jupiter says, there is more juice in that. You can actually make it better. You can make it more profitable. You can make it more beneficial. And you kind of, whether you're working on a project alone or with a small team, that requires using your skills, your intelligence, your mind, your skills that you learn through school or through work, that will require a lot of mental kind of work. And learning, you can really perfect it to make it better while Jupiter is retrograde. And you can take an old project or project that you've begun before, put the finishing touches, improve it, get more gains or more understanding about how this project or commercial or even media project, third house can be media, whether it's recording a video, writing a book, presenting, talking, teaching some skill, but something that you've already thought about or you used to do before, or you've begun already doing, it comes back to you like a skill or a project or activity. For you to restart, it might require using your hands. Also, it can be a great time to revise some old skills that you probably put them in the bag of tools and you haven't used them for a while, and now Jupiter comes back in your third house and you're like, let me brush up that knowledge and actually expand it and make it better. I remember when I had Jupiter retrograde in my third house, I decided to really expand already existing knowledge I had about astrology and learned a few extras, and revise a few of my old textbooks and learn new skills about, it was about horary astrology, and it really took me to the next level of understanding and confidence in my skills. So this is great time actually till the end of the year to gain skills, to work on new a new, especially now both planets are retrograde in your third house on skills that you already have to upgrade them to make them better, for example, and to maybe do extra work on some commercial projects or media projects of some sort, you know, and expand it a little bit, speed it up as well. Jupiter can help that, especially you'll start seeing the results after the middle of October in such project when both Jupiter and Saturn starts moving direct to your commercial business project will start giving results there. But very busy time for such activity, but it's more like you are correcting something, fixing, with retrograde planet, there is always like, oh, I can do something better. This is not right. I can correct it. All right. Oh, my best friend is Sagittarius. She says, I have so much work. And she's like a marketing manager and PR for companies. And that's very third house career. And that's about launching, advertisement, branding projects, and so on. So she says, I'm working so much, and it's things that she knew about from before, and they're coming back to her now. And says, so busy, And I told her from the middle of October, you'll start seeing the results. Anyway, what are the things? You have a great activation as well into your 10th house. And the further you progress into the month, the more active it will get. But from the beginning of the month, Mars will be in your 10th house. Venus is already in your 10th house. So it means your career as well. It's very rare that Mars is in the 10th house, once every 2.5 years. So the next time it will be in 2 years again. So Mars gives you a lot of drive and ambition. Mars loves being in the 10th house because Mars is action, initiation. 10th house is like your social status, and you are the one who can change it. So it will make you have more fire, put some more creative twist, then creative action, because Mars rules your 5th house of original idea, creativity that you'll put into your career. And a bit more imagination. Mars rules your 11th, 10th, 12th house as well. And you act into that direction. You might be more proactive in approaching authority figures. So you might have to work closely with an authority or a boss figure, for example. Until the middle of the month, career matters go much smoother. And if you want to make some considerable impact in a smooth, easy way in regards to your career, do it till the middle of the month, till Venus is still there, because it allows things to run with more ease, to get easier results. Then Venus leaves from the middle of August. So just Mars is left there, and Mercury is joining Mars. Again, very good for work, but you might find more clashes or more stress at work because of Mars, or clashes with authority figures, and even some verbal confrontations with institutions or authority figures, especially when Mars and Mercury meet together around the 19th of August or a few days before and after. But again, you can get a lot done with your career, especially in projects where you have to communicate a lot from the 10th of August, especially when 11th, when Mercury enters your 10th house, that require talking, speaking, communication, which is again the 3rd house here, which is Mercury house that's strongly activated. You'll be very busy with achieving such matters. All the planets in your 10th house will be moving direct. Venus is direct, Mercury, Mars. So those plans there with career move. New circumstances come around there, and you look quite ambitious, quite driven. Again, the only thing is clashes with those authority figures after the 15th of August, 16th. But Venus then from the middle of August enters your 9th house. So the last 15 days, Venus will really help you can be great time for social interactions. That's the time that you can get out with friends, do activities with friends, or if you're someone that in the business world and you're not taking a break, to spend fun times with friends or in social interactions of some sort, which will be very pleasant. Then the 11th house is house of business, which means gains, profits. That can mean some of you can get from the second part of August and the first part of September, they can move closer to a bonus or receive more gains. If you have your own business, some recognition, you can receive good words recognition or some reward even for well done work, because the 11th house is the rewards of our efforts. And as you see, you're putting a lot of rewards with a lot of efforts and action in with so many planets in your 10th house, and the sun enters there towards the 21st, 22nd of August. But you already will start seeing some rewards there. It's more gainfulness from the middle of August when Venus enters your 11th house, more public recognition. If you have your own business and you need to reach more clients, or need to launch a product that you want to reach to more people and be more gainful, from the middle of August. Do it when Venus enters your 11th house. You'll see better results then. Or at least the results, if you started already something of gainfulness, reaching more audience, having more fans. If you're in social media, you know, you notice the love of those fans or the appreciation of your clients. Or if you have to bring out something to the public in some way, if you want it to be well accepted, do it when Venus enters your 11th house from the middle of August till the first 10-15 days of September. All right, so you see, you're very public, very visible. This is here, this is the horizon. You're Sagittarius. All your visible houses, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, they're triggered most of August. They're very public out there. Of course, there's a couple of planets under the surface there as well, but the majority of planets are there, so making you, it's going to be, you're not going to be like cooped up at home, you know, you'll be quite out there active. One of the busiest periods of your time for opportunities, the 9th house for more energy, also the 10th house for career progress, for gains, for social interactions. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. And if you want to use that new moon in your 9th house and you know, learning something new, expanding your knowledge, we have the course of Nikola Stojanovic. This is unique material. He has very rarely done videos or video lectures, so I'm very honored that I have this material to share with the world that Nikola Stojanovic left us. Thank you so much.